This is an analysis of Apple. We're 2 days after the presidential elections in the United States. I thought would be an interesting chart to take a look at. First off, as a disclaimer, this video is for information and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a professional advisor, money manager, anything at all. So you make your own investment decisions and you're responsible for them. So if you look at the Apple daily chart, it's clear here that the market is seeking buyers, and it's the way it's going down so fast, the price of Apple, it's obviously not finding any. The sellers are aggressive, not caring, hitting the sell button and bailing out, basically, is what it looks like when we look at this chart. On this chart is the 20 and 50 moving average, so we're way below the 50. But if we pull back, and this is still a daily chart, just a longer time frame, we can see that it's not that bad. Back here, this was only December, so just over a year ago, we were way down at these levels. So Apple's come up a long ways and is now pulling back. But what this sharp decline indicates is that a lot of people are feeling a lot of pain. People who bought up here are heavily underwater if they haven't sold. And all these people in here, you know, they've probably been spending these paper profits in their mind. You know, they were here the new Porsche, and here they were buying a new house and taking vacations, and now that's all gone. So they're feeling a lot of pain now, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure to sell as price dives lower. The amateur investors are thinking now they can't handle it anymore. They gotta sell, or even worse, they're thinking now's the time to get short. And what typically happens is those are the last people to sell before the turnaround. The last bit of emotion drains out, and then the buyers will step in. So if we look at a weekly chart, we can look at maybe where some levels of turnaround are. There's this point here, it's about 521, where Apple's had buyers step in the past. And this long-term trend line, I don't trade based on trend lines because they're too subjective, but there's a pretty clear one here, and it's worth taking a note that, you know, Apple could come down. So there's two possible turnaround points here, and these are just probabilities, but you know, possibilities and probabilities, but we're trying to anticipate what might happen based on probabilities, what's most likely. So now if we look at the monthly chart, Apple gets even more interesting because we can see that this 20 period and 50 period moving averages, we're still well above them. And it's just healthy for any stock that's moving up to come back into this area here. It has to happen. It's just mathematics that a stock cannot continually move away from its moving averages. So in fact, Apple's been due a pullback. And what we really see here is starting in this area and then continuing is prices got extremely volatile. You see the big bars, whereas here prices of Apple were very orderly. And what this indicates is a turning point right in here, where professional investors who understood the fundamentals of Apple and understood deeper down, had a longer term plan, a longer term strategy, buying value, they lost control of the market to exuberance with the retail investors. So things started to get very volatile because retail investors don't have a plan. They trade off of emotion. And so what's happened is that price has been pushed way up, way higher way higher than this trend line would indicate. So it's my hypothesis that this trend line probably indicates the rising value of Apple that's appropriate. And so now things are just balancing out, and the exuberance of the retail investor is going out of the market. So I look for a turnaround somewhere in this area, and I would wait to see that confirmed on a weekly or monthly chart. Hope this helps.